Hello, Awaken Live girls. I am sitting here with my daughter.
Hi, I'm Gracie.
Gracie Mae, as I like to call her, because that's my favorite. And so, Gracie, why are we talking to you today?
We found out I have Lyme in March, so yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that,
We're going to talk a little bit about me having Lyme.
Yeah. Well, first let's start with what you are. You're my oldest.
Yep.
So you have two younger siblings. How is it being the oldest?
I love being the oldest. I love having someone like looking up to me. Like they look up to me. I watch them sometimes, and they love when I watch them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really fun.
That's good. That's super fun. And what is it like to be in the Hernandez family?
I love being in the Hernandez family as well because we do so many fun things as a family, and I don't want any of it to change. It's just super fun.
What's your favorite thing that you've done with Daddy and I? Or it doesn't have to be together, but individually. What's your favorite thing that you've done with Daddy and Mom?
I went on a trip with my dad. It was just a special Daddy and me trip.
I love that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
What did you do? Where'd you go?
We went to Primeval.
In the desert, huh?
In the desert.
Daddy's special.
Yeah, it was my dad's special spot. And he took me there, and we had so much fun together.
Did you have good conversations with him?
Yeah.
That's super special. What about with Mom?
It's kind of hard to remember.
What about our shopping trips?
Yeah, every year before school, my mom takes me and my sister shopping, and it is so fun. And sometimes we'll just listen to music the whole way there and sing together.
What are some traditions that we do in our family that you want to keep doing when you have a family?
Our Christmas traditions, a lot of those. I love the Christmas traditions.
Yeah, which ones?
Decorating the tree before Christmas, like a long time before Christmas. Jesus' birthday cake, we love doing that.
Yes, that's
And having hot cocoa while reading the Christmas story, a bunch of Christmas stories. The candy cane, how Jesus was born, St. Nicholas, the story of St. Nicholas.
That's really fun. Those are my favorite traditions. I did that with my mom and my family, so
and
that's my
also,
favorite.
Me and my siblings, what I do is I go wake my sister up, and me and my sister go wake Jonathan up. Then all of us go into Mom
on Christmas. That's
on
your guys'
Christmas
tradition,
morning.
Christmas morning.
And then Mom goes down the stairs first, and we run down the stairs, and we're like, whoa, and our all three stockings are laid out right here. Well, actually, all of the stockings, even Gunner, our dog, is laid out. And we open our stockings first, and I want to be able to open the stockings and then do presents.
Yes.
That's really fun.
That is so fun. So can you tell me a little bit about the journey of finding out you had Lyme?
Well, so it started when I had a swollen gland, they thought it was nothing. They just gave me an antibiotic. It was swollen and hot to the touch. So yeah, and it was red. It was really red.
Got an antibiotic.
Yeah, I got an antibiotic. It went away. A month later, I had it again. So then they thought I had cancer. So they did so many tests. They did an IV shot, a CT scan, blood tests. And the worst part is, it was on my sister's actual birthday, not her birthday party. And she was throwing up, and my dad broke his ribs. So,
yeah, it was a rough day.
Yeah, it was a really rough day.
And you've always kind of struggled with fear and anxiety, and so you being brave when you had to get the CT scan and kind of knowing what was going on, and that was a big thing for you.
Yeah, the CT scan was the donut one, not the tube one, because I was too young to do the tube one. Yeah, and my dad had just gotten a CT scan because he broke his ribs.
Right.
So
he knew how it went.
Yeah, he knew how it went, except he got the tube one, but I only got the donut one.
Mm-hmm.
And it really scared me because it kind of felt like I peed my pants. So
It did.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit more about after. So then after that, after we got another antibiotic and it went away, and we found out it wasn't cancer.
Mm-hmm.
How did we start down the road of Lyme?
Well, my mom was talking to her friend who had Lyme, and she said, well, swollen glands are a part of Lyme. And my mom was immediately like, oh, and like started doing like all those tests, blood tests, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how did that feel when we kind of didn't know yet, but we thought you possibly did? How did that feel for you?
Well, it was kind of scary. It was just kind of scary because, like, what if I have it? What if I have it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how were your friends during that?
My friends were very encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
Very encouraging.
Yeah, you had some really great friends.
Really good.
And your school was super.
And my school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then how about you talk about when we got the doctor's call that you officially had it?
Yeah, so we had known for a year, and
that you could have possibly had it.
Possibly had it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Wednesday, March 20th, 2020, I know the exact date.
Wow, I didn't even know the exact date.
We found out that we got the doctor call and found out that I do have Lyme, but yeah, I felt nervous, scared, but I also felt a little bit relieved because like not being like, what if I have it? What if I have it? Like, was so refreshing just to know, like be like I'm tired of waiting. I want to know now. Like, yeah.
And we were in quarantine when we found out, so that was a little bit disheartening for you.
And we were also supposed to be in Hawaii.
Yeah, so that was a big bummer for you, huh?
Yeah.
But what happened when you told your friends?
Some of them didn't know what to say, which I understand, because it's really, really hard to know what to say, you know, if like something is happening in their lives.
I think that that's something that's even hard to say even when you're old, or hard to know what to say even when you're old, and it's something we struggle with as a community of believers, even to know exactly what to say, because we want to fix it and stuff, but sometimes you can't fix it. It is just hard.
But some of them, and a lot of them, were actually really encouraging and really sweet, and were like you don't deserve it. I even got one letter, and she said, I'm really sorry, and you don't deserve to have Lyme. So.
And how did you feel? What do you feel like the Lord was kind of speaking to you? How was He encouraging you when you were sad or scared about all the Lyme stuff?
I don't really fully know, but I've just always, ever since like first grade, I've loved Psalms chapter 23, and
what's your favorite verses?
And it was actually last week. It was my Bible verse to do all sorts of stuff with, which is really cool. And my favorite verses are, He makes me lie down in green pastures, and He leads me beside quiet waters. And also, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
And what about those verses really speak to you for Lyme?
It's that He has a plan. He will, this is not just like, oh, it's the end. He has a plan. I know one day in the future, He will use this to help others.
That's so good. And the verse, He leads me beside still waters. How does that feel for you? Or what does that speak to you, I guess?
He will lead me through calm waters and not rough waters. Like, He will make everything still, really, and not just all crazy.
Does that give you a lot of peace?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. And do you feel like having Lyme is a part of your testimony? Do you know what testimony is?
Not really.
Testimony is like your story that's used to give God glory.
Well, I feel like it is because Jesus is gonna use it for good. He's gonna one day my story will touch so many other people who are going through hard times.
And we all have a story to tell.
We all have a story to tell. We just have to be willing to share.
Yeah, it's so good. And maybe one day you'll even speak for
I really want to speak for Awaken. When my mom doesn't want to anymore, I want to be the leader. And I always think about before I go to bed, like when I'm gonna be up on the stage, you know.
You think about when you're gonna share your story.
I'm gonna share my story.
That's so good. Is there anything else that you feel like you could encourage somebody who might be going through a hard time with?
That verse, even though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because your rod and your staff they comfort me. Also that if you're going through a hard time, He will use it. Jesus will use it for good. He will He will touch other people, and you will be able to your story will touch millions of others, and He's using you for good.
That's so good. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Love you.
I love sharing.